Well, I have not tested them. I have seen people who come to apply for jobs from me, and I personally feel we let students go at a very early age, saying they have qualified, they can go and seek employment. I personally believe with the number of students wanting education, we need to change the system. We need to allow secondary schools for students to stay on compulsorily for 2 more years to do a final examination then, which is the upper high school, the same level as the British schools. And that way, I believe the students will have matured a bit more. Right now, they go to universities at a very, very early age. And some of them don't get also to universities because there is a backlog which takes about 2 years, and the students end up wasting their time. Therefore, we need to create room for 2 more classes in high schools. Well, Form 4s, they are still very, very young to really know what they want. Those young people should be given an intermediary course to do some courses, advanced courses within those 2 years before they go to do university degree courses, and entrench in them both practical and education, so that by Form 6 they are very well rounded up. They understand the world they are in, they understand what they want to do and where they want to go to, and the rest of the world is very happy to receive them. UK education takes Form 6, does not take Form 4s. Form 4s are still kids playing around, and to me they are the same. They go to universities and they totally get lost, because the university culture of freedom, of leaving you to set your own agenda, requires maturity, requires people who are now free of being looked after, babysitting. It requires a lot of personal responsibility. And that's why some very good people go to universities and completely lose their way and never to return. It's not just business. In everything, you need to go into a course when you are ready to mature in it. You need to be able also to mature to select the right course. NYS is a good idea, but it's just one of the ideas. There need to be other vocational courses where people go in and spend some time learning about the field they want to practice in. And I believe if we can use the model of NYS and create other courses where students who want to be engineers can go and specialize in engineering, learn something about engineering. Those who want to become pilots go somewhere where they start learning about pilot skills. I think we will end up having more people qualifying and succeeding to achieve their courses. But the trouble with some of these courses, some of these colleges, they're quite expensive. When you go to a private pilot school, you pay a lot of money. When you go to a private maybe engineering school, you pay lots of money. When you go to a private catering school, again, it's expensive. I don't know why we should have one Utalii when this country is famed for tourism, for creating welcoming culture of people who come for tourism. 2, if we have people trained like they are trained in Utalii, they have a huge market abroad. So if we know that there is a market abroad for guys studying hospitality, catering, why can't we create more schools in order to enable students to study those courses that will get them jobs, not just in Kenya, but in the Middle East, in America, in Europe. Everybody's crying for good chefs from this country called Kenya. So there is huge opportunities in those technical skills. There is huge opportunities for nurses abroad. We have so many young girls here who are doing nothing, who can be trained to become good nurses. They have soft hands, they're good. Why can't we give them opportunity to learn nursing and export quality people? We are struggling now with the Middle East about how Kenyans are mistreated abroad. Yes, they are mistreated because we only send the very literate people to become servants. That is not the way. Let's send good chefs to work in hotels. Let's send good nurses. Let's send good mechanics. Believe you me, the Middle East alone can absorb every single Kenyan who is properly trained. Let us not be the country that exports the basic labor. Let's export qualified labor. People who will bring more money to invest in this country. If you go to Pakistan or Philippines, they export well-rounded employees. They export drivers who are qualified, tour guides. These are the kind of people we need to create in this nation. And I think the government must ban export of basic labor, because basic labor is almost sending slaves away from this country. And I think we should take those people who want to go abroad, find out their interest, and train them and get them to go to places with qualifications. And I think that's the only way you'll find our girls are not turned into prostitutes, they are not beaten up, their passports are not taken away and treated like prisoners. I think it requires very small thinking, but you know, if you don't have strategy, if government cannot create a strategy, they just end up what I see this cabinet secretary talking about, just reacting to issues. Where is his contribution to the kind of people we should be creating in order to have more Kenyans going abroad to get jobs which are better paying?